Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Today we are going to set up my reading journal for 2025. This is the time where everyone's doing their planner lineups, setting up their journals for the upcoming year, and I'm in that process as well. I am taking it a little bit slow, and so yeah, today we're going to talk about reading journals. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to move these over to the side. These are some of the supplies I'm going to use, and I will get into these, but I want to first talk to you about my process. So, as I'm preparing for 2025, I have, let's see if I can get this in focus. I have many planners that need to be adjusted. And so I took these daily pages and I decorated them because, you know, you got to put some decoration on here. And I decided to create a daily page for my main planners for 2025 that need to be updated, or I'm changing the layout or whatever I need to do to get it ready. And I just have a section for the title of the planner, the goal of that planner, a 2024 reflection, and what updates and actions I need to take for 2025. And so if we look at my reading planner, I have some notes on here about what I need my reading planner to do for me. I need to track new releases in the planner. I like to journal, and I want to expand my reading. I do not need daily planning. I read way too much to try and plan it every day. I read constantly. So I would spend all my time planning when I was reading. So that doesn't work for me. But I love journaling about the books that I read. And so that's where my focus is for 2025. So that being said, I made a little reflection about what worked, which is just what I said, and what didn't work, which is just what I said, and then how I wanted to address that in 2025 and the things that I needed to do, such as printing new inserts, which inserts to print, what the new structure needed to look like. All of that is outlined here. If you are needing to figure out what you want to do for 2025, this is a pretty good approach. Give it a try. This really helped me to pull everything together, and now I have a place where I can write down reflections for each planner. So just wanted to show you that. Okay, so let's talk about where I started. This is my current planner for 2024. I love this planner. The structure of it is a Happy Planner horizontal. This cover is a Happy Planner cover that honestly I did not like, and so I recovered it with this sticky wallpaper from Dollar Tree, and I think it's beautiful. I loved this planner. So for my 2025 planner, reading planner, the way I had this set up is the beginning of the planner, I had my challenge pages, my list, like favorite authors, favorite series. I made some custom pages that I put in here. And then each month I had a monthly overview, a monthly calendar, undated. This was a printable. And I would do my weekly layout by putting printed images of the books that I read that week and then journaling about them. Now, as I started to use this planner, I realized that I loved journaling. Hands down, love it. But it was a lot to journal about all the books that I was reading per week. And really to get them printed out and get them in the layout, it was too much. And so I'm just going to flip through quickly all of these layouts because I did decorate throughout the months. I just dropped off from the journaling piece. But again, what I did find out in this process is that I absolutely loved doing the journaling. I just didn't have the time or the commitment to print out all the books every week and journal extensively. So going into 2025, that tells me to keep the journaling, keep the basic layout, but maybe, you know, not give yourself quite as much room so that I don't feel overwhelmed and I don't feel like I have to print, 10 books per week as stickers and get them cut on the Cricut or cut them by hand and put them in here and then journal about it. That's the piece that was too much. So as the year went on, as I got through the end of the summer, I continued to decorate my spreads, as you can see, but my journaling got thinner and thinner. And then eventually around sometime in the middle of September, I just pretty much stopped journaling completely. Continue to decorate my spreads. I put in some books that I printed, but I just really did not have the time to come in here and journal. And so as I approached October, I knew it wasn't working. And I said, you know what? I really need to revisit and rethink what I'm doing in 2025. And so I actually I don't even think I finished October. Once I did my last spread in October, you notice that my months ran out, and this is when I would have updated this planner with new months, and I decided not to do that and just reset myself for 2025. So in the back of my reading planners, I usually have some extra trackers, just in case I want to do extra challenges and stuff. Okay, so that's what I currently have. What am I doing different in 2025? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I can't wait to get into this. This is going to be so fun. So I am using Heather Kell's Kellable Plans Reading Journal. This journal was released a couple of weeks ago, and it pretty much sold out immediately. So I was fortunate enough to get one. And what I like about this journal is that it does not have the daily planning pages. This is sold out on her website. Her reading planner is available. The reading planner is a full planner with a monthly layout, weekly pages by day, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so forth. This is a journal, so it has one challenge and then a weekly reading sheet where you can track whatever you want to track, whatever stats you want to track, and a small space for journaling. When I saw this, I said, this is exactly what I need. And I love her reading planner. It has inspired me to make my own for 2024 because hers sold out, I think, and I couldn't get one. And so I was very happy that I was able to buy this from her and support her store. But again, her reading planner is still in stock. This is sold out. So this has 52 weekly sheets. And in the back, it starts to get into notes sheets. Okay, and that's all this planner journal has. And it's just perfect for me. Now, you know, I do my own custom stuff. So you know that I'm going to have to add in my custom pieces. And so for me, that means I am going to set this up monthly. I'm not going to add days in the month, but I do need to keep track of releases every month. I enjoy keeping track of the releases every month. That's a big part of a reading journal for me. So I still need to print certain things. So what did I print in my reading inserts? I printed dashboards, right? I love these. They are gorgeous. They basically just have a quote, a different quote for each dashboard. This one says, "A room without books is like a body without a soul," from Cicero. Joy, "If a book is well written, I always find it too short," Jane Austen. I did the header, you know, the word at the top. The quote is from the person, from the author. Essential, "Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body," Joseph Addison. Magic, "Books are a uniquely portable magic," Stephen King. Freedom, "Some books leave us free and some books make us free," Ralph Waldo Emerson. Grow, "The person who has not pleasure in a good novel must be intolerably stupid," Jane Austen. Ooh, Jane Austen was savage. But anyway, so I thought these are great quotes, and I am including them in my reading journal. So I am also basically creating the structure for my new journal in 2025. I have a nameplate page, and it just says, "I guess there are never enough books." And then I do get into a calendar. This is undated, but I do like to have a yearly calendar for a reference. So 2025, 2026. And then I do have my reading challenges. All of this goes into my annual section of that journal. So this is my annual reading challenge. I have the book of the month. I have my reading bucket list. I have my book bingo, my tracker for favorite authors, my tracker for my favorite movies. I don't watch a lot of movies. Last year I had one movie on this list, and it was Oppenheimer. One movie out of the whole year. That's kind of sad. Anyways, TV series, same. I really don't watch TV series. I think I had one called A Long Way Up or something like that for last year. The New York Times book review. So the New York Times this year came out with their 100 top books of the 21st century. I know you cannot see this. There you go. So I just printed these, or downloaded this and put it in my planner because I want to try and read these books, the ones I haven't already read in 2025. Then I have a reading wish list. I have books to buy. I have a reader profile. And then I get into just open pages, really, for the monthlies. So the way this is going to be set up is that this is the end of the annual section, right? Where you have notes here. This is the beginning of a monthly section. So this is blank, plain, just dot grid on purpose, because if I want to do some decoration, I can. And then I get into the monthly calendar. This is where I keep track of the books that are releasing. That's the only thing I keep track of on this calendar. And I do decorate this every month. And then I have a book bracket for my book championship challenge that happens at the end of the year. So I keep track of my favorite books for the month in a bracket format. And then they'll pop over to the bracket at the end of the year. And that repeats throughout the month. Throughout the planner. I think I printed enough for 6 months. And then at the back of my planner, I am going to put some of my trackers and my challenges. So I have a reading wrap up, and this is where I will put printouts of my books, and I'll just stick them there. So I usually print them as stickers. This is a big change for me for 2025 based on my reflection. This was too much to do on a weekly basis. So I am now moving it out of my monthly section into the back section as a general tracker, and I don't feel pressure to fill up this entire page in the month. If I only get 2 books printed that month, that's great. If I get all 10 printed, that's great, whatever the case may be. But the pressure is gone because it's not going to sit in that monthly section anymore. So I'll just have a couple of pages that sit in the back. And same concept with my book reviews. It was too much pressure having them every month, so I've moved them to the back of my planner. And I just have some pages that I have printed out. And if I need to print out more, I will. But I don't do full book reviews for every book that I read. Typically, only the books that I really, 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 really like, or the ones that I really disliked. And so I don't need as many book review pages as I thought that I did. And then just some extra trackers for book releases and books to read. Now, in the version I have of this in my Etsy store, it does include a book club page as well. See if I can find one and I'll show you. Let's see. Yeah. In the version I have in my Etsy store, there is a book club prep page included. I don't do book clubs, so I don't have it in my planner. This is my mom's planner that I'm already set up for her. She does book club, I don't. So I didn't choose to print that for my planner, and that's the beauty of having printables. Okay, that being said, let's get into getting this planner set up. I cannot wait to go through this. Some of this is going to be on fast forward because it's going to include cutting and punching, but let's talk about the materials that I'm going to use. This, as I said, is the main set of planner inserts. I have my dashboards. These have to be cut and punched. I have my clear dividers. I got these on a deal at Amazon. I think I got a set of 2, which included 6 side tabs and 4 top tabs, and it was like less than $10 for both together. I'll link that if you're interested. My dividers, I print those on 48-pound double-sided matte photo paper. And this gives me one of the best prints I have ever seen. The inserts themselves, I print that on HP Bright White 32-pound paper. So I will link both of those in the bottom of this video. I will say the quality of printing on this double-sided matte photo paper is out of this world. If you are interested in starting to print your own inserts, this is that matte photo paper. First, let me show you this. I mean, this is a gorgeous print. The trick to printing really nice photos on paper, it's not the price of your printer, right? You can get a print this nice with a $60 printer, but it's the quality of your paper and the settings you use on your printer. That is what's really important. The better quality paper and the right paper for what you're doing is going to make a world of difference in your print quality, hands down. Okay, and using the right settings on your printer. So I have a moderately priced printer. I think I paid maybe $150 for it. It is a tank printer. I got a tank printer so that my ink can last a significantly longer time than just inkjet. And it does. I've printed a ton this year and I have not had to replace my ink once. But this is the quality that you get on this, and it's very thick. It's 48 pounds. Love it. This is the HP paper. It is 32-pound bright white premium paper. I think I typically buy this from Amazon and in a 500 pack, a 500 sheet pack, and it costs about $20. Now that seems like a lot, and it is. I can't say that it's not, but think about this, right? A happy planner has about 80 pages in a full planner. So one pack of 500 paper is the equivalent of about 6.25 planners for $20. So hey, it works out. But yeah, so obviously this is the core supply, along with the dividers. I will also use Happy Planner rings that I got on clearance over the summer because the rings in my journal are too small. And to punch my pages, I'll use the Happy Planner punch. And I am also going to use the trimmer to trim my pages, and that's where we're going to start. I am probably going to put you on fast forward as I trim, but this is a We Are Memory Makers trimmer, and I am just going to go ahead and get started on trimming these pages because they have to be all trimmed and cut. So when I print my inserts, I print them on full size paper, and then I trim them down. That to me is the easiest way to do it, especially with your printer. Not every printer is able to print on, you know, like smaller size papers or a variety of size papers. That just depends on you and your printer. So I tend to just print on normal size paper, and then I make sure I print the cut marks and I trim it down, and that's how I get my prints. So as I cut this, I'm going to show you the cuts for the first set of pages, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I actually cut my pages. So I always try and start my cut at the top, and then I go in, you know, on the top side of the page, and then I go in and I will trim the bottom. And that allows me to kind of correct any mistakes. And if I have a mistake, I can maybe correct it. And it won't look as bad at the top because that's what my eye goes to when I'm in my planner. I would rather have a mistake at the bottom than at the top of my page, but that's just me. So for that reason, I usually start my cuts at the top, and I line it up with my cut mark on my first cut, and then on my next cut. So see, I started at the top. And then my next cut, I will match it up with the actual measurement on my cutting board. So this needs to be 9 1/4. Right? And it gives me a nice even cut. So I started at the top and then went to the bottom. And then when I do this, the length or the width, I do it the same way. Except I start on the side where I'm going to punch it. And it's for the same reason, right? If I have an error or if I somehow mismeasured when I printed this, I would rather it be on the side that I'm not going to punch. I will trim this with stickers. I mean with scissors. So I would rather the error be on the side that I'm not going to punch, because that's a little bit easier to deal with if I have an error. And when I say, like, if I make a mistake, I mean if I have made a mistake in printing and I'm not quite centered or something like that. So I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward. Or actually, I'm probably going to pause this and then come back after I have cut all of these. So let me quickly pause, you guys, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I'm back. So now we are going to punch these pages. So before punching, I need to make sure that I have fully, like, that these are organized in the correct order. So I am going to just do a quick flip through and make sure that I have them all lined up and in the correct order. I have all my dashboards first, and I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. The print on these dashboards are gorgeous, and that is due to the paper and the settings that I use. I printed all of this on best setting on my printer, and those dashboards are 48-pound double-sided matte photo paper. I will link it in the description if you're interested. Let's see, starting with my calendar, I go into my challenge, book of the month. The reason I'm doing this is so that I need to trim this one, is so that I can make sure that I punch on the right side. That is my goal. And if I don't do this, I'll end up punching on the wrong side, and then I'll have to reprint and recut this stuff, and I don't want to have to do that. So as long as this is in here, nothing is upside down, everything is in the right order, I'll go ahead and get these punched, and that way I can get everything set up. What I really am interested in checking are my months, because the front of the month just has this dot grid, so I couldn't really see as I was cutting if I was cutting top or bottom. So I don't know if I put them back in the stack, top or bottom. And so I need to definitely make sure that these are all facing the right direction. And it looks like they are. So this is good to go for punching. All right. Love this. Okay, so I am going to punch these. To punch these, I am going to use my Happy Planner punch. Now, when you are using your Happy Planner punch, you cannot punch very many pages at a time. I think the instructions say up to 3 pages, but that's 3 regular pages. So I use 32-pound paper. I can barely punch 2 pages at a time, you guys. So this whole punching process takes a while. Now, I do not try and do more than 2 pages because this punch costs $50. Now, I got it on clearance or on sale, and you can always catch these on sale at Michael's for 40% off. I think I ended up getting it at 50% off, so that made it more affordable, but still, I'm not trying to break this planner and then have to replace it. That's a no. I do have a regular, like a non-Happy Planner disc punch that I got at Amazon, and it punches much better and much quicker. but I don't always use it because the holes that it punches are not as long, like the stem on the mushroom punch, like this part right here. See this stem? It's not as long as this one. So it's about 1/8 of an inch shorter, which is fine on an everyday basis. But since I'm setting up this planner as a new planner, I don't want to, you know, I want to at least do the first set of pages with the length that's going to work with the planner that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will be right back when I get through with this process. Okay guys, so I have all of my pages and my dividers punched. So they are now trimmed and punched. I have my discs, white discs, ready to go. You see they are larger than the discs that are on here. When I take them off, you'll see that a little bit better. And I have my tab dividers that I'm going to use for my 6 months. So the first thing I need to do to start getting this set up is to change the discs here. So I'm going to do this the easy way. I'm just going to take the cover off, both covers, front and back. And then I am going to put these on the, use the discs to put both the covers together, and then I'm going to start building my planner. And yeah, it should actually be a fairly straightforward process from this point on. So I thought this would be the quicker way to do it, since I'm just kind of setting it up month by month. So okay, this is the cover, and now we're just gonna come in here and start taking pages from Koala Plans journal and my inserts, and we're gonna put them in here. So I'm going to use Koala Plans nameplate page. And while I'm doing this, guys, if you have never visited her site, please give it a look. She has some amazing products, so worth taking a look for sure. All right, I'm gonna try to be, I can usually I'm pretty rough when I make a planner, so I'm going to be a little bit more gentle because I'm not trying to mess up my pages. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit nicer. Okay, so I am putting in my dividers first, and I am going to set this up for 6 months because I'm not using a lot of monthly pages. I should be able to get 6 months in this planner. When I was using the horizontal from Happy Planner, I only did 3 months at a time, and I think that was giving me some anxiety as well because I had to like get it updated every 3 months, and it was just, I felt like that was too much for a reading planner. Okay, I'm just moving the pages around so that they don't stick as much. All right, so I actually really do love my nameplate page as well, so I'm going to put that in here because it has the calendar on the back. And one day I may end up taking out the Koala Plan nameplate. I don't know. I think it's really pretty, so I think I'm going to leave it in there. I'm not going to do this page by page, obviously. But yeah, what I'm doing now is coming in and I'm putting in all my annual pages. All those annual pages that I printed off to go at the front of my planner, I am sticking those in here. Okay, and these are the last two for the annual section. Right, so this is the first month. So we are going to do a plastic divider for the first month. we have the divider, and now we have the first month of my inserts, which go in the front. And remember, this first page is blank on purpose because I may want to come in and decorate that, and then I get right into the monthly layout. I have my book championship, and then behind that I am going to put 4 of these pages, or 2, right, because they're double-sided. So 2 for this month. That is all that I'm doing for the month, you guys. And so I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on fast forward as I do the rest of these months. So I'll be right back.
Okay guys, so as I go to fast forward, I'm just going to talk through a couple of more things about putting this planner together and setting everything up. Yeah, so what you see here, what you see that I'm doing here is just I'm going month by month, as I already said, and I am pulling out the weekly pages from Kelva Plan's reading journal, and I'm putting them into my monthly section. So that way I am building out a full planner for myself. At this point, I decided to get all the pages organized, before popping them in. So I pulled out all the pages that I needed from Kelva Plan, and I'm just kind of setting them up in order off to the side so that I only have to pop them in once instead of doing all that back and forth. And so this was a little bit easier. A couple things I'll say: if you are interested in making your own inserts and it's something that you really feel like you will do consistently, it will definitely benefit you to start collecting some of these planner tools at an affordable price, because a lot of these tools can be really expensive, but if you catch sales and deals, you can customize your planner however you want without spending a ton of money. And I mean, that's the whole reason we use Happy Planners for the most part, right? It's that disc-bound system that makes things customizable for you so that you can make your planner your own. So I will try to keep everything linked down below because I am very much a bargain hunter and I like to find good deals. So you see here that I decided to move that Kelva Plan nameplate to my tracker and challenge section because I didn't really need 2 nameplates at the front, and it does have a challenge on the back side of that page, so it makes sense to move that to my challenge section. I'm also adding some of those extra notes pages in the back because I may need extra as I work through each month for my reading journal. And then I'm just kind of going through and making sure that every month has at least one of these notes pages so that I can take extra notes if I need to, because I do want to use all parts of the Kelva Plan journal throughout the year.
Okay, so this is the reading journal fully updated for 2025. I've replaced the rings. I have made them larger than the rings that came with the original journal. Let's do a quick flip through. So this is the cover from Kelva Plan. I did switch the nameplates so that I didn't have 2, see if I can get this. So I didn't have 2 nameplates in the beginning of the journal. I moved the Kelva Plan nameplate to the tracker section so that I'm still using it because it's super pretty. But I have my printable nameplate here, and I go into the 2025-2026 annual calendar, and then you see my reading challenge and my book of the month, my reading bucket list, my book bingo, a reading wish list, Now this is not a monthly list. This is a list, an annual list, right? I have some books that I really want to read throughout the month. And then I have my New York Times book review. And look, see how I had this backward? So I'm probably going to have to reprint this and repunch it because it's starting with 51 instead of 1. And that's because I had it, you know, flipped over in my stack. And that's kind of what I meant by double checking. I double checked and I still had one messed up. Okay, my TV series tracker, my movies tracker, and then my favorite authors. This section gets filled up really quick because I have a lot of favorite authors and I'm probably going to end up having to use another page. Books to buy. Again, this is an annual thing. These are books that I want to collect. The books that I buy to read every month, I can't even keep track of those. On pen and paper because by the time I write it down, I've already bought it. So I have a reader profile. I love to read romance. I read all types of books, but I really do love to read romance. And so this is a romance reader profile. And then in my, behind my divider, I will put month stickers on here. I have my first divider, which is soul care. And then I have a blank page or dot grid page. This allows me to journal or decorate. I will probably do some decorating for the month. And then I have an undated monthly. I use this to list the release dates of my favorite books that are coming out. That's the only way I use this monthly calendar. And then I have my book championship page. And then I have enough weekly reading journaling pages from Koala Plan to last me for that month. Some months are going to have 5 weeks, and if it does have 5 weeks, then I'll just put in an extra page. And then I put a notes page at the end of the month. This is from the Heather Koala Plan reading journal, and then that's how each week is set up, or how each month is set up, the same. And so the only thing that's different is, oh, I need to put a new divider here. I thought I had an extra divider. So the only thing that's different is the quote at the front of the month, and that's about it. And then in the back, which I'll have to grab an extra clear divider, but in the back I have Heather Koala Plan's nameplate, her 100 book challenge, my reading wrap up, book review, author, book review, books to read, and then I am going to put a couple more of these weekly reading pages just in case, so that when I run into that 5-week month, I'll already have these here. And so yeah, that is the planner. It is all set up. Guys, thanks for sticking with me. I know this was a long video. As you know, these planner setup videos are long, but I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I will try to link everything that I used down below if you're interested in any of that. It is, I got all of this stuff from Amazon, except of course the planner, which is sold out at this point. So thank you guys so much. I look forward to doing more of these as December moves along. Thanks for the time.